Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? I'm Reverend Tracy Earlywine and delighted to welcome you to our online service. And I thank you for joining us wherever you are on your spiritual path. You are welcome here with us. I look forward every week to having an opportunity to speak with you, to remind you of just how magnificent you are, and to open up our doors, even if it is just metaphorically, to each and every way that we can be of support to you. We have spiritual practitioners who would love to support you in prayer. You can find their information on our website or in our e-blast that comes out every week. They are those who know the truth even when we can't see it. So always a good idea to reach out for a little bit of support, especially during the holiday season when we get a little busy, we get a little crazy, and we might forget just how beautiful life is. So do take advantage of that. They look forward to assisting you. And before we get started this morning, I want to tell you what's coming up this month, because we have a lot of extra events, as we normally do in December. But of course, they don't look normal, right? Because nothing is as it was last year. But I do want to tell you what we're doing now so that you have an idea of what's coming. This Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, our Zoom Gateway service, so that's an online service, is a service of remembrance. It's an opportunity to pause and reflect on those loved ones we may have lost this year, or even in prior times, that we want to pause in the holiday season and give ourselves time to remember, to reflect, to share, to hear words of inspiration, to do a little healing prayer, and give ourselves space to celebrate life in all of its many forms. So I invite you to join us at 7 o'clock Wednesday night for Gateway. Prior to the Wednesday night service, we have our meditation at 6:15 with practitioner Nisa Burrows, and that is also a lovely way to set the tone for the evening. So do join us next Wednesday. Next Sunday, on the 20th, we will be meeting once again in person, but we are not going to be meeting in the garden. We're going to meet in front of the sanctuary doors under the covered entrance. We have expanded our group a bit to where the garden is a little crowded, and the one thing we don't want to do is be crowded. So we'll have a little more room to spread out next Sunday in person in front of the sanctuary doors for our service. As you know, we can't really have a Christmas luncheon or a dinner dance or the things we've done in the past. So we will have a little tiny festivity after the service. We have a raffle drawing. So you might be the lucky one to win that raffle basket. And it'll be a chance for you to wear your party clothes if you'd like. And of course, a warm jacket because it might be a little cool outside. So join us next Sunday in person in the garden. And of course, it will be recorded as well so that you can view it online if you're not able to come in person. The following Wednesday, on the 23rd, traditionally that is our candlelight service. And it is the telling of the story of Christmas. It's singing Christmas carols. And it's an evening I look forward to every year. And of course, this year it can't be quite the same. So we're doing something very creative. We are inviting you to come with your family members in your car for a drive-in candlelight service. So you'll come in your car to the back parking lot. We'll set it up so that everybody can see sort of each other in a circle or a semicircle. You can bring your camp chairs if you want to sit right outside your car, or you can just stay in your car. Bring your blankets and your jackets, because of course it will be cool. We'll give you a little baggie of goodies as you come in so that we can tell the story and sing a few songs safely with our family groups only. Masks are required, so do come prepared for that. You'll have a little candle in your bag that you can flip the switch, and we'll end with Silent Night, as we always do, and we will celebrate Christmas even this year. So join us. That's a week from Wednesday. That's on the 23rd in our parking lot. More details will be coming for that. Coming up then on Sunday the 27th, it'll once again be an online service, and that will be the last Sunday service of the year. So that's going to be a release and renew service. So that's our spiritual gifts, that's our setting our intention. It's something that we all participate in every year, and I invite you to join us on Sunday the 27th online for that. And see, there's a lot of things this month. Wednesday the 30th, The Wednesday night Gateway service is something special. We have a presentation, a Taizé service, which is music and chanting and prayer all woven together. They're singing bowls. It's a beautiful service that we'll be hosting, and we invite you to join us on Zoom on Wednesday night, the 30th. And last but certainly not least, as you know, we do a 4 a.m. World Peace service on the 31st. So Thursday morning at 4 a.m. You know, everyone around the world gathers at exactly the same time to spend an hour in prayer and contemplation for world peace. We've done this for years and years and years. It's a very powerful service. And just think, not only can you come in your jammies, you don't even have to leave your house. It's a great way to contribute to the solution, which is what we all want to do. And again, we'll have more information as we get closer. So that's the layout for the month of December. There's a lot of things going on. And remember, we will be happy to help you get logged in online. If you have not done that before, we've got people who can help so that you too can participate in our holiday festivities. All right, so let's begin this morning, as we do, with a moment of quiet contemplation. Our practitioner, Pat Richards, will do our opening prayer and a reading for us. And to begin, I'm going to invite you to take that deep breath and close your eyes. And just listen to the sound of the bowl. And let the resonance of that tone take you deep within your heart space. That place of love and light, the divine spark within you, and know that we are one.
And right here, right now, in this amazing time, in this amazing space, we know that God is. And as we take in all of the energy of the moment, we take in the great Christmas smells, the smells of the Christmas trees, and the energy and the light from the lights, and all the extra smells and goodness that are present right now. We know that this is about God and about centering and remembering. So as we stand in this moment and take in all of these wonderful things, we go within and we to that wonderful center, and we remember. Remember the truth about what we're all about, even here, even now. So let us all remember that we're all about love. And what an amazing time of year this is, and to remember that we are all creatures of love. And as we take love in, we send love out into the universe. So important, and such an amazing gift that we can give ourselves and others. And remember about joy. Just think about all the little ones running around and so excited about Christmas, and all that energy and all that joy and all that excitement they have. Please take all that in and just let that touch your heart. And peace. It's about peace. And just let all those things that don't serve you just fall away. And take in the calmness and the serenity and the love. And what are you left with? It's all about peace. So just stand in a moment. Feel all of that just surround and uplift you. Think of it and imagine it as you, like, just big pink and white and pretty ribbons, all filled with that amazing energy, surrounding you and uplifting you. Breathe all that in and carry that with you. Carry that with you out into the universe, out into your world. And as you come into contact with everyone, just pass all that on to them. So I'm thankful to be here today, thankful to be of service, thankful to be right here in this time, with all this amazing energy. And please join me in saying, and so it is. So my reading today is from Creative Thought, April 2013. and it's called I Dare to Live My Vision. I know that God is all there is, and it hears my word and always says yes. I am one with it. I set my intention to radiate the gift of life that I am. I open my heart and my mind. I release anything that has restricted my experience of what I envision. Everything is possible to me as I take charge of my thought and keep the high watch of my world. As I think and as I speak, so it is. The power of my word produces my experience and is up to me to move forward, step by step, to experience life in all its unlimited facets. I am ready to explore. I am ready to listen. I am awake, aware, and alive to God's loving presence in my day-to-day, moment-to-moment adventure. I live in the now because now is what life is all about. I know through the power of my belief that I move forward and experience the goodness that my thoughts manifest. I am filled with excitement and joy as I open myself to being all that I imagine. I give thanks to all that is available to me, and I know that the power within, God, does the work. I say thank you. I know this to be true, and I sit back and allow this to take place. Knowing it is, I release my word to the law, and so it is.
Thank you. So I'll start with a quote from a Mormon author, Thomas S. Monson. He says, "Gaze upward, look inward, reach outward, and move forward." And isn't this just what we teach in Science of Mind? When we do a spiritual mind treatment, when we align ourselves with the power of the divine, we begin by gazing upward, not because God is in the sky, but because of the infinite, vast space that we observe that reminds us of just how large this life is, beyond what we normally see. And then we look inward to identify ourselves with that vastness, with that infinite creative power that lives within us, and learn how we might better access the truth of who we are from within. And then we reach outward because we are a part of this humanity, a part of this world, this sphere that we are in, and we are here to live as our spiritual selves in this human experience. And what that does is it causes us to move forward, or as Ernest Holmes says, the ever upward spiral. We are always transforming and evolving and becoming more of what we already are. And so today I want to focus on that reaching outward. What does that look like? What does that feel like? You know, our theme this month is connections. And we, when I was thinking about that, to write this talk, what came to mind was the old 1980s AT&T commercial, "Reach out and touch someone." So I had to go on YouTube and look it up, right? And you know, there's a couple of them out there, and the one is, you know, this little brother is there with his friend, and his friend's trying to make him feel better, and it's like, man, Joey, now you got your own room, and you can use his bike, and you've got that really cool mitt for baseball, and you know, little Joey's not having it. He is depressed, he is sad, he is down, until his mom opens the door, sticks her head out and says, "Joey, your brother's on the phone, he wants to talk to you." And his older brother, who's gone away to college, is talking to him on the phone. Now, mind you, the phones had cords, and they were attached to the wall. Remember those? Yeah. So there were things in the commercial that didn't look the same as what we're used to, right? The clothes were a little goofy, the hair was a little weird, the phones were definitely weird, and yet the sentiment is universal. You know, I'm watching this thing on YouTube in my own living room, and of course, when his brother says, "Hey, squirt," I start to cry. Because underneath everything, the love that connects us remains the same. And isn't that what 2020 is teaching us? That no matter what things look like or don't look like, no matter what we can do or can't do, Our connection with each other is based on love. And it is the love that actually lives within us. It is the love that we are. And it is our inherent nature to connect with each other. Spiritual author Elizabeth O'Connor says, the spiritual law at the core of our being requires that we reach out. We are fulfilled to the extent that we live in relationship. In other words, it is only in relationship with each other, with ourselves, with the divine, with our world, that we truly are fulfilled, that we truly find the nourishment and the support that the soul longs for. We are here to remember the love that we are, and it's really easy for that to get lost in how things look, or how someone is acting, or what the circumstances of your bank account are. Yet the truth is, the soul knows love, and the love always connects. Now, while I was on YouTube and poking around for more Reach Out and Touch Someone commercials, what I also came across was Diana Ross singing, "Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can." You know, we can always make the world a better place. Now, right now, we're not reaching out and touching somebody's hand, though, are we? Unless it's our family. But think about it. The lyrics of the song go on to give you all kinds of suggestions. You know, give encouragement when you can. If someone's down, remember, she says, his shoes could fit your feet. In other words, have compassion. We all get down sometimes. The lyrics say, try a little kindness. You'll find that it comes naturally. You know, the selfish behavior, the toilet paper hoarders, all of those characteristics are learned in society. Our natural inclination is to help, is to reach out a hand, is to be of service, is to do good, to do right. And for me, the key to the whole song is the line that says, we can change things when we start giving. And I'll tell you, the most precious moments of this year for me, when I think back on it, are the moments in which I received a kindness unexpectedly. When I discovered a way that something I could do or I could say lifted someone else up. It's those moments of connection that allow me to tap back into what's true and what's real, and not just the day-to-day. We might not be, holding hands with our friends or giving everybody great big hugs or sharing a meal around a big table with a big crowd. But we still have a heart, and we can't help but find ways to give and receive love. It's who we are, and aren't we grateful for that? Pat and I were talking, and she works in this big office building. It's, multiple stories. It's out there by the airport. There's always a gazillion people there, except not this year. There's only 2 offices with people in it. So she was saying that, to run across another person unexpectedly was actually kind of delightful. Now, she said she was a little surprised to find someone in her elevator, since nobody else had been in that elevator but, the people from her office for months now. But what came from that was this conversation and kind of fun and kind of light and delightful and happy. And, you walk away feeling like you have a new best friend. And that person's probably worked in that office for years. She's probably seen him 1,000,000 times. But what's happened is we have gotten so much less busy. We have so many fewer people in our lives that we are able to be more appreciative of the people that are here in front of us. And oftentimes it's a stranger, because we are not doing our normal thing, right? So we've actually opened up a little bit of space to be with the stranger in the way we were meant to be, with joy and compassion and curiosity. You know, reaching out doesn't have to be a scary thing. You find that we're all hungry for contact, that I can tell even if someone's wearing a mask if they're smiling or not. And you know, I've noticed too that if somebody laughs, I can still hear it. And any moment shared is a gift. It's a gift of life. And it nourishes us, it feeds us, it lifts us up. Emily Dickinson has this great line, "I felt it shelter to speak to you." I felt it shelter. I felt as if I were being sheltered because I had an opportunity to speak. In other words, to be heard, to be seen, to have a place to put the stories in my head, the tension, the stress, the sadness, even the joy. We need an audience, even if it's an audience of one. And so this connection that we find as we move through our daily lives, while it does not look like Christmases past or the shopping season of last year or the year before, what we do find are moments when we are not alone, when the pressure eases, when the eyes sparkle and the hearts connect and the smiles are shared. Christopher Reeves says that by reaching out, more comes back than you can possibly imagine. I used to really be afraid to reach out. I was pretty shy. I know it's hard to believe, but I was. Kind of shy, wasn't real sure what to say, how to be around a big group of people. I mean, I don't know. And I think I figured out part of what that is. I was afraid that if I reached out and called someone or talked to someone, that I would walk away with one more thing to do. You know how you go to a meeting to get things done and then somehow you manage to walk out of there with a whole list of action items that mean your busy life just got busier? So the idea of saying hello to a stranger or chatting for a moment with the homeless guy that you see every day, or offering a friendly ear to someone who is lonely, that's not a burden. I was wrong in that assumption. I was afraid for no reason. What it is an opportunity to connect. What it is a place where I can be a soft place for someone else's story to land. What it means is there's not a random chance that we came together. I believe we come together by design, which means you may have something to say to me that lifts me up, that changes everything. I may be able to do something for you which is healing or expansive in some way. And isn't that what we all crave? I think this whole year has been a clearing away of all the excess busyness that we've had built up in our lives to prepare us for something new. And that's much like the season of Advent that we find ourselves in. This is week 3. So every week there's an Advent candle lit for a different aspect of the preparation for the coming of the new consciousness for Christmas. Weeks 1, 2, and 3 are hope, love, and joy. And it's this process of preparation, preparing ourselves. First, that anticipatory waiting, that expectancy that something wonderful is going to happen, that Christmas morning feeling. We know that it's coming. And so to prepare, we move into love. We clear away what doesn't serve us. We get the room ready, so to speak, in our own hearts. And what comes after that is the joy, the beginning of the celebration, which is where we find ourselves this week. That openness to new possibility, which brings its own energy, right? And so We've cleared away so much. We've made time and space for each other in a totally different way than we have before. And we're now ready to receive the gift of the holidays in a way maybe we haven't been able to in the past. Yes, we have our different stressors, and yes, it's been difficult, and there's still a lot going on, but you know what? There is reason to hope. There are plans being laid out for a happy future. There is a sacredness to this time of year because the seasons come and they come again and they come again, because every time we go around that upward spiral, we are gaining new insight. We are growing more into ourselves. And this year is no different. That underlying process of life continues to flourish in and as us. We see the world in a new way. We haven't always liked it. It hasn't always been easy. It's still not easy in a lot of ways. And yet, the spiritual truth, that divine spark within us knows, the soul knows, that we will reach out and connect with each other in ways that will only benefit us all. Now, it's also the third night of Hanukkah. And I was going to bring my menorah, but apparently it's buried in the garage somewhere. Go figure. What I want to remind you is that there are 8 places to put candles, and then there's one that's taller in the middle. And the one that's taller in the middle is called the shamash. And what happens is you light the shamash, and then you use that to light all the other candles day by day. And so I'm here to tell you this holiday season to be the shamash. It means helper or attendant. That's how it's translated. We are here to attend to spreading the light. We are here to allow love to flow and to make a place for that in ourselves and a pathway to others. You know, the candles don't get lit if you just light the shamash and leave it sitting there. It has to reach out to the other candles. And that's what we're being asked to do. Is reach out and touch another heart. However you celebrate the holidays this year, whatever it looks like, however many people there are or are not, whatever location you find yourself in or you're not in this year, whichever holiday tradition is the one closest to your heart, remember that the light and the love of the season are universal. And that love and light can only be spread. They can't be held back. They really can't be covered up. Spirit must express through and as each of us. And so reach out to each other in whatever way works. Keep your eyes open and your heart open that you might appreciate every encounter of kindness and compassion. And be willing to be that in the world. We so need that right now. Remember, you are loved. Namaste. So I invite you to join me in prayer. Taking a deep breath to anchor into this space of the heart. This home of the soul where love and light originate. This place within us that knows only the divine. I speak a word for the life that lives in each and every one of us, that we might easily and effortlessly open our hearts and allow this life, this love, this light to flow through us in all that we think and say and do. I call forth the energy of the season of connection and celebration and deep joy to come forth through me as me in new and exciting ways. I treasure and allow my memories of the past events to warm my heart in the ways that they warmed my heart at the time. And I open myself to what might happen now that is even more expansive, more loving, more giving, that I might receive more good. For the truth of this life, that as Spirit is, I am, and as I am, so are you. And in this light from every holiday, this time of year, I celebrate love and only love, with great gratitude, with great thanksgiving for the blessings received and those yet to be, for that hopeful expectancy of a new consciousness, a new perspective on life that will only grow and blossom and thrive all that we are and all that is here. And it is in this atmosphere of abundance that I release my word into law. For the mind of God acts on my belief, and as I speak, and fulfills, meets me on the way to my intention to be the candle, to share the light, to express the love that God is. And it is good, and so it is. I have an affirmation for us today. I invite you to repeat the phrases after me. Today, I reach out from the love and light of my own being. I find new ways to share that light and let love flow. And so it is. Now, I want to take a moment and thank all of you for your continued and generous giving to Claremont Center. We are well on our way to refilling our resources. We want a resourceful end to this year, and you have been most generous, and it is really setting us up for a 2021 where we are prepared to take in anything and everything, and we know it's going to be good. So thank you all for doing that. And will you, in the spirit of that gratitude, say with me our prosperity affirmation, those of you that know it by heart. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. All right, again, a quick reminder. Wednesday night is our remembrance service. I invite you to have a candle and a way to light it at your home when you dial in with Zoom. Remember, if you need help with Zoom, you can talk to Mary, you can talk to Patty, or you can call the office and we'll get you set up so that you can participate. It's going to be a lovely service and perfect for this time of year. I also want to remind you that next Sunday we will be in person in front of the sanctuary doors at 10 a.m. We will have a raffle, so that will be fun. It will feel like a party, even though we won't really be having a party, but it'll be close. So do come and enjoy the time with us that way if you can. And the last thing I want to remind you, there is a memorial service for Reverend Lee Nash that is taking place this afternoon. You can find information on our website, but you can also find it on the Center for Spiritual Living in Riverside. They are sponsoring that service. So most of us knew and love Reverend Lee, and you are more than welcome to attend her celebration of life via Zoom. All right, my friends, I love you all. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.